Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Full Body Strength Training. For class today, you're going to want to make sure you've got a set of dumbbells, which are totally optional. The thing you're really going to want to make sure you have is some long resistance bands. So I have a few different sizes. We're going to be doing some lat pull downs, a single arm row. So we're going to want to make sure we can anchor one of those bands to either a treadmill, a door, your banister, whatever you have available that's not going to move. And then in the second portion of our workout, that's where we're going to do some deadlifts and things like that. So you can either do it with a resistance band or with dumbbells. We'll get to that point there at the end. So for our first circuit today, we have 3 rounds, 10 reps of everything. Move number 1 is going to be a lat pull down. So I like to take my band, kind of wrap around my hands a little bit, arms come up. I'm going to do these seated only because all 3 of our moves in circuit number 1 are going to be seated or laying down. So hands come up, palms out, shoulders pulled back and down. We're going to drive our elbows down to our sides. Slowly bring that band back up. Keeping that band as close to our face as possible, not hitting our face, but as close as possible. Once we've done 10 of those, this is where you're going to want to make sure you are anchored to your banister. One-handed rows. So feet are going to be out, legs can either be completely straight or they can have a slight bend. Shoulder pulled back and down, bands in that right hand, drive that fist to your hip. Single arm row, we'll do 10, then we'll switch that over to the other side and we'll do 10 on the other side. After that, we're going to go onto our back. Knees at 90, toes at 90, arms up in the air, low back's pressed in. This is option 1. You're just going to hold the dead bug. Option 2, opposite hand, opposite leg move. If that neck starts to bother you, feel free to lay that head back on the ground. Just know that that will most likely bring that a little bit of arch in that low back. So just bring those knees a little bit closer to your belly button. So with that, let's get started. Taking a seat. Grabbing the band you're going to use for those lat pull downs. I like to wrap them around my hands a little bit. Sitting up nice and tall, arms out, palms out. 3, 2, 1. Drive those elbows down and back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Set that down, shake it out. If you've got a wrapper around that treadmill or your banister, feel free here in that transition portion. The further you are away from your anchor point, the more challenging your row is going to be. Shoulder pulled back and down. I like to have that slight bend in my knees. Core is engaged. And 3, 2, 1. Rowing with that left hand and slow and control release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Switch on over to the other side. Shoulder pulled back and down. And 3, 2, 1. Row. And release. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. 10. Good. Set that down. Shake it out. Coming down to our back for our dead bugs. Other thing to remember is even though our knees are at 90 and our toes are at 90, we want your knees about hip width apart. So I don't want them touching. Keep them nice and wide. Shoulders pulled back and down. Chin to your chest. Low backs pressed in. 3, 2, 1. Opposite arm, opposite leg. If you were just holding, just hold for the time it takes us to do our 10. Good. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Feel free to give those knees a nice little hug here while you are on your back. A little bit of rock from side to side if you'd like. We're going to pop on up. When we are sitting doing these lat pull downs, crisscross applesauce is going to be the least core engagement. Legs straight out like we did shoulder presses a few weeks ago is going to be more. So up to you and which one feels best or what kind of challenge you want. Arms up, shoulders pulled back and down. 3, 2, 1. Drag those elbows down. All the way back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gotta keep that down nice and close. 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Shake it out. Transition your way on over to those rows. I like to start with my non-dominant side. Shoulders pulled back and down. Chest is square with the anchor point. And 3, 2, 1. Row. And release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Switch that hand on over. Pull that shoulder back and down. 3, 2, 1. Row. And release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Make your way onto your back. Give those knees a nice little hug here before we get started. Knees at 90, toes at 90. Shoulders pulled back and down. And 3, 2, 1. Opposite arm, opposite leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Pop yourself up. Final time through. Arms up, palms out, pull those shoulders back and down. And 3, 2, 1. Drag those elbows down. Slow and controlled back up. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Shake it out. Get yourself set up for our last time of our seated single arm rows. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Row. And release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Flip it on over. 3, 2, 1. Row. And release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and good. On our back, last round of the dead bugs, then we have a water break, and we'll move on to circuit number 2. Knees at 90, toes at 90, low backs pressed in, chin to your chest, round those shoulders forward. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Feel free to give those knees a nice little hug here. And then when you are ready, grab some water, pop yourself up. That band that you had anchored down below, bring it up so it's about belly button height now. And we are going to be doing a little bit more of a challenging move. If you know your balance is a little compromised at times, I recommend having a lighter band if possible. So for circuit number 2, we've got lower body and core. Movement number 1, you have 2 options. Option 1 is just our traditional band press out. So we are directly out from the band, hips tucked, shoulders pulled back and down, pressing out, coming straight back in. That's option 1, 10 each side. Option 2, if you are feeling up for it, inside leg plants, outside leg comes up to 90. You can hold with your arms out, or to advance that, you can do a press out. Remembering that we are balancing, so I don't recommend if you're out here for doubles, bring yourself in as long as it's not loose. There just needs to be a little bit of tension. So we'll do 10 of those on each side, whichever modification you choose. Next, we're going to do deadlifts. I'm going to use a band today for something different. If you are using a set of weights though, let me show you those real quick. Feet about hip width apart, weights nice and close, slight bend in those knees. Push those hips back, keep those weights nice and close. Stand and squeeze on your way up. So if you have weights and you'd prefer to use weights, you are welcome to. I'm going to use a resistance band. You can either use this big rubber band type or one of your other ones. Same exact concept in our placement. Difference is we're stepping on that band. I'm going to hinge and I'm going to grab that band nice and low. Pull my shoulders back and down. Stand up. Then we start to move. So with that band, we have to be a little bit more controlled because that band is going to want to snap. So you have to be a little bit more in control. Lock that upper back in. We're going to do 10 deadlifts. After that, you can either choose to add weight to your chest or you can go body weight. We're going to do just 10 traditional squats. So 10 of everything. Starting with those press outs. Figure out what band you are using. Make sure that anchor is not going to move on you. Decide if you're gonna do feet together or if you're gonna go balance. I'm gonna go balance, which means my left leg, because it's closer to my anchor point, is the one that's down. Shoulders pulled back and down. Lift that leg if you're lifting, or out and back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Drop that leg. Flip it on over. Inside leg closest to your anchor point is your balancer. Outside leg lifts if you're doing single leg balance. Pressing out and back in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Shake it out. Grab either that set of weights or that resistance band, whichever one you're using for your deadlifts. Feet are in the exact same position. The only difference is one, you're holding the weight. If you're using your bands, push those hips back, grab down below, create that tension. Then stand up, get yourself in position. In 3, 2, 1, push those hips back. Stand and squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. 10. Good. Step on off that band if that's what you're using. Put that weight down unless you're going to be using it for squats. Knees and toes both point the same direction. Weight on that chest if you're using it. In 3, 2, 1. Lower. And up. 1. We should not be sitting back in our heels too much where our big toes are coming off, nor should we be leaning far enough forward that our heels are coming up. Good, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Take it out. We're going to go back into those press outs. One thing to remember is if you are doing the balance, so see my anchor point, originally I stood up here where my anchor point was behind me. That's going to want to pull you back in addition to sideways. If you stand behind, it's going to be way easy. So try to be exactly out from it. That's going to create the best line until we get stronger at these. Pull the shoulders back and down. Inside leg plants, outside leg lifts, and press, and come back in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax those shoulders. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Set that down. Shake it out. Same thing. Make sure you're straight up from that anchor point. Outside leg lifts if you're lifting. And press and come back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Set that down. Decide if you're using your weights or that band. And depending on your band, if it's really loose, you're going to have to go like all the way down to your feet, most likely to have the tension you want. You can also double it up. Pull those shoulders back and down. Get yourself into starting position. 3, 2, 1. Push those hips back. Stand and squeeze. Good. Shoulders pulled back and down. Lock them in. If you notice with your weights, you have a tendency to kind of roll. The band is a really nice way to make sure it's locked in. Because if not, you will lose that tension. But that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Step on off, shake it out. Going into those squats. 3, 2, 1. Sit on down. And back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Shake it out. Final time through. Going back to those press outs. If you are noticing that in leg in and your press out is easy, you can do 2 things. You can walk yourself away to make it more challenging, or you are welcome to try outside leg balance. What we want to make sure we do is we don't lean outward. If you do want to add a little bit of a challenge and try something, try your outside leg, inside leg lifts. Way more. Try not to tip and be angled. Are we ready? In 3, 2, 1. Out and back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gonna flip on over. And 3, 2, 1. We're out and back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Shake it out. Last time with those deadlifts. And 3, 2, 1. Sit bend in those knees, push those hips back. Nice straight line from your head to your tailbone. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. And good. Step on off. Last time with our squats. And then we do have time for a quick balance bonus round. Just keep that in mind. After we're done with squats, we will have one more final mini round. Knees and toes point the same direction. Don't let them drop in. Press them out. Open those hips. 3, 2, 1. Sitting on down. Come back on up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. 10. Good. So for balance today, if you have a set of running shoes on, I recommend taking those off. Give yourself more of a flat foot. You're also going to grab one light dumbbell. If you don't have a light dumbbell, you also don't have to use it. You can also just move through this motion. So we're going to balance on your right leg and lift your left, and you're going to do circles. We're going to do about 10, and then we're going to go the other way. Still all balancing on your right leg. After we do that, we'll switch to our left. After we've done both sides, I'll give us next move. So get yourself situated. It's like bending your right leg, left leg's up. It can be at 90. It can be just above the ground. It can be behind. Does not matter to me. And 3, 2, 1. That's one circle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stay on that leg. Reverse those circles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Shake out that leg. Other side. So this is my non-dominant side. Bringing it up. Starting with those circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch directions with those circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Shake those legs out. Last one we are going to do. Balance on that right. We're going to punch, transfer it to your left, bring it back. Punch, transfer to your right. So we're going to do 10 total transfers, all staying on one leg. We'll shake it out. We'll do 10 total transfers on that other, and then we are done for the day. So things to remember. The heavier weight and the further you press out, the more challenging it's going to be. If you feel yourself starting to wobble, only come out a little bit and pass it. It doesn't have to be this big drastic move. The other thing is I don't want us to like reaching out here. I want us to keep our core nice and tight. So balance on that right leg, press that weight out, transfer to that left, bring it in. Press it out, transfer, bring it back in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Good. Other leg, starting with that weight in the leg that's down, bring up the other leg, we're out, transfer in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Good, put that weight away. Awesome job to you guys. Thank you for joining me for full body strength training. Remember, today we did more resistance band. Technically, you could do this entire workout with resistance bands. So if you liked it, make sure to mark it so that you can do it on a day when you are traveling or you are not around your weight. So until next time.